Hi guys, how is everyone? Oh my god, I look a hot mess. Anyhow, I'm on here because I wanted to talk a little bit about RFK's plans and how he's looking to go after medication that many of our children use, right? And many adults as well. This is not just specifically for adults, I mean, for children. So they're going after, according to Mother Jones and the article that was recently written in the last 3 days, um, hours after being confirmed at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Robert Kennedy issued a statement that laid out sweeping plans for his 100 days in office. The chief amongst his goals, he wrote, was to combat what he calls a growing healthcare crisis for chronic disease. The document called for federal government to investigate the root causes of broad range conditions, including autism, ADHD, asthma, obesity, multiple sclerosis, psoriasis. These are some of the things that he's going after, along with the fact that he's anti vaccine, right? The problem is that many of these medications are used not only for um, the neurological disorders that many individuals have, right? So that are ADHD or nerve problems or, again, multiple sclerosis, right? They are used for other treatments. Also, they treat depression, anxiety, mood disorders. Um, this this guys is not a good thing. The fact that he wants to go ahead and put people in wellness camps, which to me sounds like work camps, forced labor, um, and eugenics to some extent. Yeah, eugenics. I'm sorry that I said it, but it's the reality. Eugenics have been practiced in this country for many centuries in different aspects. Um, the movement was based on the beliefs of certain traits, such intelligence, morality, and physical fitness, were hereditary, and society could be improved by encouraging the reproduction of people with desirable traits and positive eugenics, and discourage or preventing the reproduction which those undesirable traits are in negative eugenics. Now, as you may understand, the country has seen things happen in the sense of we have seen women being sterilized. So here's the negative of eugenics, the sterilization laws. Many states enacted compulsory sterilization laws targeting individuals deemed unfit to produce, including those with mental health issues, intellectual disabilities, criminal behaviors, or other perceived defects. By the mid 20th century, over 60,000 people had been forcibly sterilized in the United States. This is also kind of part of the whole immigration restrictions. The eugenics movement influenced the passage of Immigration Acts of 1924, which imposed strict quotas for immigrants from Southern and Eastern European and Asian and other regions based on the belief that these groups were genetically inferior. Obviously, in this whole partake of eugenics, you could see that there's, according to them, there's positive eugenics, right? Fit individuals, to have more children with children through public campaigns, financial incentives, family planning programs, promoted the idea of better breeding through marriage laws and social norms. Guys, this is kind of where we're moving with this whole thing that Robert F. Kennedy wants to promote. The U.S. Supreme Court upheld constitutionally of forced sterilization in the 1927 case of Buck versus Bell, with Justice Oliver Weldon Holmes Jr. famously stating, "Three generations of imbeciles are enough." What? Who are these people to tell you what you can and cannot do? Um, Connection to racism and classism. Eugenics is all one in all. Eugenics was often intertwined with racist and classist ideologies. targeting marginalized groups, including African Americans, Native Americans, immigrants, and the poor. Do you guys see where we're moving in this country, which is insane in my opinion? The eugenics movement began to lose support during World War II due to the association with the little man with the little extreme and horrific eugenic policies, including the Holocaust. Advance of eugenics, or advance in genetics, in a growing recognition of human rights, further discredited eugenics practices. Legacies of this: the eugenics movements left a lasting impact on U.S. policies, including reproductive rights, immigration, and disability rights. It raised ethical questions about the misuse of science and the dangers of state control over individual freedoms. The reason I'm reading this is based upon RFK's wellness camps. The wellness camps that he wants to do, in all reality, they're work camps. They're dystopian work camps. I know everyone loves to read about these things, but to live it, to have your family, your children in there, your grandchildren in there, this is very troubling, and everyone should be appalled by the situation. And although it hasn't passed yet, right, we have the opportunity to stop it. We have the opportunity by calling Congress, telling them that this is unacceptable way to treat our most vulnerable in our society. Do you think that these individuals without their medications will be able to function and do well? Of course not. They're not going to do well, and we need to protect them. Robert F. Kennedy's proposal of wellness camps has sparked significant debate and criticism, with some drawing parallels to the historical eugenics movement. However, it's important to carefully analyze the context and specifics. Yeah, we need to make comparison into these things, because these things are not a good thing. Tell me how you're going to make holistic changes to something that is completely neurological, and children are born with this. It's not like all of a sudden you wake up one day and you have autism, or you have ADHD, or I know that this is the uncalled word for it now, Asperger's, which is just being on the spectrum. People don't wake up one day to the next with these impediments. They are born with them. They are born with them. And what do? Not love our kids when they're born with these kind of situations? Of course not. We love our children. We're there for our children. I wanted to come on here at least for 10 minutes and talk about this, because it's really important. Eugenics parallels. I want to talk about this, okay? Some critics have drawn parallels to eugenics, suggesting that the camps could be used to promote specific vision of the ideal health and fitness and potential of marginalized or excluding those who do not conform to these standards. Historically, eugenics involves state control over reproduction, body autonomy, often targeting marginalized groups. While RFK's proposal does not explicitly involve reproductive control, the potential for the state to impose health standards raises medical questions and ethical questions. The stance on his anti-vaccines, that is very questionable as well. You know what? I've never told people not to do things, but if they want to, do them. We need to start sounding the alarms and telling people that this is going on. If you haven't read it, you haven't seen it, please go and look at these proposals that he has for wellness camps. We need to stop making fun of them and say, oh, we're going to just skip around the wellness camp with my friends. No, this is a very serious topic. And I know there's a lot coming about. I know that there is a lot of different topics that are being discussed and being thrown at us. But this is also important. And with that, I'm going to sign off and say thank you very much for joining me and being here to listen to this portion of my rant today. I think that we need to discuss, and I think that more people need to be aware of this. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and I hope that everyone stays well and that you are good. Stay strong, everyone.